Okay, welcome. Clear Vision Wednesday is Claudia Mühlenweg, and I'm super excited today. I have a very special guest today, Chiara Colombo, who will share with us about an amazing app that she built called Okulox. And I actually, before I bring her on, I had this idea of doing an app like 5 years ago, and people said you should build an app. And then I looked into the whole cost and the whole complication. I was like, and I did some research, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to do that. And then I found you and your app, and I was like, oh my God, I'm so excited this already exists. So just a little bit of background about Chiara. She lives in Italy, and her background is electronic engineering. So she is kind of a gearhead, as we say here. And I almost studied electrical engineering. My dad was an electrical engineer. So I kind of relate to that kind of, the geeky side. And she said she always had a passion for natural and holistic approaches to life and to medical things and treatments. And she actually found out about the Bates method 30 years ago, and always thought this would be a great way to help with technology. So this is what she did. She created this app. So I'm going to bring you on, Chiara. 1 second, let me highlight your video. Okay, there you are. Hello and welcome. Oops, we can't hear you. You're still muted.
Sure, sorry. Nice beginning. Hello to everyone, also from my side. I profit to thank Claudia for this wonderful opportunity from the introduction, and to all of you to being here live, or if you can see that later, and welcome.
Yeah, and I know you prepared a little presentation for us, so I kind of, what I think we're going to do, like you can do your presentation.
Yes.
Walk us through your background, why you decided to do this, the whole idea,
Sure.
Then show us the app on the screen, and then we can, I'm looking for questions in the meantime, and then at the end we can kind of do a little Q&A with any questions that people have.
Perfect. I share my screen.
Yes, you can share your screen.
Okay, can you see that?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. So let me introduce myself a little bit. As Claudia already said, I'm an electronic engineer, but I like to call myself technical in the head and holistic in the heart, as you correctly said. So let's explain which are the reasons behind the Okulox app. Studying electronic engineering, this type of study was really hard, and the work led me to spend whole days in front of a PC with the first old screens, which were really terrible for the eyes and the skin too. And at the end of a day, I felt really with tired eyes, strain, and constantly worsening vision. Then I realized that during holidays, my sight was much better. The colors were much brighter. The vision was really different. So there had to be something related to the stress. I heard about the Bates method in the late 80s. And it immediately fascinated me because it was so natural. And then in these years, I deepened the knowledge of Bates with various teachers. And everything related to a holistic approach, mostly based for the natural vision. So really a new world opened up to me. I found everything so interesting, the correlation between mind and eyes, the emotional blocks. And so it's not just a matter of understanding how we have to use our eyes, but involving our whole being. So acting holistically, very nice. One day, among other documentation that I had related to Bates, I found one of Maurizio Cagnoli's magazines. I saw a table, very simple. We had to indicate how many times a day and for how many minutes we could do a Bates practice listed. So I realized that very often I simply forgot to do the exercises. So I came up with an idea. if I don't remember doing the exercises, there must be something that reminds me to do them. So initially, I really filled the edges of my screen with Post-it notes, with the words to look far, to breathe, to blink, to check the posture, to check the periphery. But then the Post-it notes came off the screen, and with them, my exercises and all my good intentions. And so the idea of an app was born, which could report all these Post-it notes and accompany me at any time of the day, wherever I was, even when I did not have the PC with me. I thought that the app could be the easiest and fastest method to make sure that the concept could spread all over the world. That is possible to take care of the eyes in a simple way, a natural way. Everyone now has apps on the phones about everything. And I find really useful and important to have such apps on the phones. So Okulox app wants to be an aid to rebalance the relationship between mind, eyes, and is based on base method. I drew the app, I wrote the text with the pre-show revision of fantastic Morena Bernardi and Maurizio Cagnoli, which I profit to thank them again. I translated it into my English and then let it corrected by an Irish teacher. I did all the testings, and it was really a huge work also for my eyes. As you said, creating an app is really, it's very hard. I involved also a visually impaired friend for the choice of the colors. And now I'm satisfied of my creation. Currently, at least as far as I know, it should be the only app on base method in both Italian and English, available for Android and iOS phones, and I'm proud of it. I change. Okay. Just a very few words about Dr. Bates and his method for those who don't know him yet. William Horatio Bates was an American physician and ophthalmologist who died in 1931. He understood the importance of a holistic approach in order to improve the sight. He devoted himself to clinical trials, coming to the correct conclusion that the visual system is strictly influenced by the emotional state. At the time, he was opposed by the international ophthalmologists, but only many years later, his teachings were understood and very appreciated. And now his holistic approach is practiced all over the world. And he also discovered the adrenaline. Concerning his method, this method brings to an education of visual habits through mental and relaxation and awareness. The awareness is very, very important to be present also when we look at something. And it is a holistic method, not based on eye gymnastic, but on the release on tensions that cause visual difficulties. This principle concerns natural and continuous movement of the eyes, mind-eye relaxation, centralized vision, in correlation between imagination and memory. And the practices as shown in Okulox are based on these principles. So first of all, the name of the app, the choice of the name Okulox. Okulox is a reworking of the word eyes in Esperanto, okuloi. I don't enter in the detail of Esperanto. I think all of you know it is an artificial auxiliary language developed in Poland. The pseudonym of the Dr. Zamenhof who created it is Dr. Esperanto, the one who hopes. And his hope was really great because He wanted to create a language belonging to humanity, not to single people, for creating peace. What I discovered and would like to share with you is that Zamenhof was an ophthalmologist. So the name of the app had to be in Esperanto. Here's the logo. Thinking of a perfect view, I came up with a falcon. And looking for the falcon images, I found the Eye of Horus, which I find wonderful. And the logo, as you can see, the K is made from an Eye of Horus, similar. In the Egyptian religion, it is a symbol of protection and good health, and it represents the regeneration. So it is for me a wish of the regeneration of a perfect view, a wish for everyone. On this page, you find all the complete logos in all its forms as it's present in various screens of the app. Now I want to share the screen of my phone just to show you Okulox app. Okay.
This is wonderful, Chiara. So interesting how you derived at this and how, I think so too, it's the only Bates method vision improvement app. So now as she's setting up her phone to share with the screen, so you have to do the screen share, right? It always takes a little, there you go. We can already see it's starting to screen share. There's always, like, it always takes a few moments to do this connection. Right, we see it, perfect.
Okay. Okay, and here, Okulox. Just one, because I see the bar of Zoom and not my phone. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, just look at your phone, you should be fine, because we see basically what you see on your phone.
Yes, sure, it's better. So let's see how the app is structured and how to use it. I try to structure it in a simple and intuitive way. The exercises, I call them exercises for a better understanding by the users, but we know that these are practices, behavioral habits of vision. So the app contains 10 basic exercises: palming, sunning, long swinging, fine prints, edging, flash and memory, eye movements, massage, eyes and face, blinking, and apparent movement. I have included these exercises because they are the ones that I do most frequently, and those that, in my opinion, bring greater benefit, but above all, because they are easily manageable through an app. Each exercise is shown with an image and a text. And if expected, the image is moving, like this one, for example.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
No, I'm not
cool.
so good in designing. Maybe this one is better. This one is better. So anyway, there is the speech synthesis, listen to the text, so the text-to-speech on all screens. And it is made for avoiding having to read the text on the screen of the mobile phones, because this strains the eyes. And for the same reasons, Okulox does not contain exercises that require interaction with the screen, such as to fold a moving ball.
Can I pause for a second? So a lot of the vision apps that I've seen, they actually have you look at the screen and then, like you said, moving ball, or there's some kind of thing that, so the whole practice is done on the screen. And the difference here for you, which I love, is that you basically just give simple instructions you can listen to, and then you don't have to look at the screen. That's fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you. And there are even now the exercises for diverging and converging, because they are not from Bates, but from the great Ray Gottlieb. And they force you to look at the screen, but there must be a teacher, Bates teacher, who verifies that you use both eyes together. and do the exercise in the correct way, because divergent and convergent must be balanced very well. So it is recommended to do the exercises without glasses or contact lenses in order to relax the visual system and the eyes, knowing that we must always be in safe conditions, of course, not while driving a car. At the end of the exercise, there is a timer. You can choose how many minutes you want to perform the exercise. Let's take 1 minute. So you see that the minute is passing. So once you have selected an exercise, you listen to the description, at least the very few first times, if you don't know the exercise, how to perform it. You set the timer and you no longer have to look at the screen and the time passing. In this way, you can focus only on the correct performing of the exercise without thinking about anything else. And you can repeat the exercise with the same timer or change the time set on the timer. And I really recommend to start from here. So do the single exercises and see which ones you like the most, which ones make you relax the mind and the visual system the most. So let's wait that the minutes pass. I don't know if you hear the sound because I have headphones. I hear it.
Yeah, we didn't hear the sound, but it's like there's probably a beautiful sound, and there's a little vibration. Okay.
I hear it in my headphones. So now we can try to do some programs. Here is the most important thing of Okulox. With Okulox, you can create fully customizable programs and a daily, weekly routine, depending on the availability of time and your needs. The app will send a reminder notification at the established day and time. There are some predefined and recommended programs, but not active. Now they're active because it is for me. For example, before going to sleep, you can do iMessage, palming, or long swinging, like that. Okay. I have dry hands, so during coffee break, you can make edging. When you wake up or during lunchtime, so you can set wherever you want. You can also create others. The user decides days and time at which he wants to set a reminder. Let's create together a program. Let's call it.
So basically, you can
Claudia.
While you type, so you can basically use the practices or exercises that you have in the app, but you can also, let's say you're working with a teacher, you can also type in whatever other protocols you've gotten from a teacher, and then create the protocol and then set the reminder. So okay, keep going.
Okay, we set the time. Okay, today is Wednesday. Which are, Claudia, your preferred base exercise?
Oh, I think they're all great, to be honest. I mean, that's why. How about palming and sunning? That's a good one to do, right?
Me too.
Probably not in the evening. In the evening, this might be gone, but
yes, sure. But these are the ones I love also. And for example, if I cannot do a practice like long swinging, I can do, for example, sway, which is more simple, or anything that I feel is good for my eyes and general relaxation. So in this case, when I create a program, I write sway. And then I choose whatever program, whatever exercise. Okay. So you don't necessarily have to have a name or perform these exercises.
And I love what you put in lunchtime. So there's a reminder, okay, this is my little lunchtime. Yeah, but so you can kind of name them as you like.
Yes.
And then each one of them can have one or any number of different exercises, correct? So I have
Yes.
something called a clear
Yes.
morning ritual that I call clear morning ritual that has about 9 different things if you do the whole thing, but you could do like clear morning
Yes.
ritual full, clear morning ritual light, you know, that might be just 3 or 4 exercises. So yeah, this is wonderful. Okay. And
Yes.
can I ask a quick question? So I see walking home office is like the note, there's a red bell. So that means that you can also turn off notifications for some. You can decide if you want to be reminded or not, correct?
Exactly, exactly. You can activate or deactivate. You can like do like that. You modify and you deactivate. And for example, if you have set all the exercise or your weekly routine during the working period and you are leaving for holidays, you simply deactivate the ones you have done for the working week and you create others. So it's very easy.
Can you show us one thing? Like, so what
Yes.
if I want to create a protocol that doesn't have any of the exercises that you have in the program? If you want to, let's say you talked about converging, diverging or something. What if I want to add one of those into the protocol? Do you just type it in or can you show us how we would
No,
do
you
that?
just write the name.
Okay.
Diverge.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay. Reminder for Wednesday, you make, I don't know, edging. You have to choose an exercise, 1 or 10 exercises, whatever you want. You can do also all of them. Save. Okay. Of course, the time.
Okay.
Confirm and save. Okay. And
Perfect.
here it is. So now the activities. Here you can browse all the tabs related to the programs active for the current day and see which exercise of each program have been completed. This one were mine today. Claudia, you see the ones we have created and diverge. Okay. They can be paused and resumed later. You don't have necessarily to do them, for example, these 5 exercises all together. But you have to have a look at them and verify if I have done only a little exercise, I know that I should complete them. So in order to have all them green and completed.
So this is basically, just so I can understand, you basically, can you go to the right a little bit? So you basically say you click on, let's say palming, once you've done it, you click on or how do you tell the program that you've completed them? How do you do that again?
Start the program and you have the exercise.
Oh, the timer.
Put the timer. Yes. Of course.
So the timer, once you know the timer basically automatically tells the program that you've done the practice.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, perfect.
Oh, klar.
That makes it easy, yeah.
Yes. Okay, let's see. There are some suggestions, some tips. Maybe tips is the correct word. There are some useful tips for behaviors related and lifestyle related to return to a natural vision, something that influence the vision. It is important to adjust certain attitudes, so to gradually internalize these improvements that lead to well-being of the eyes. For example, check the posture when we work at the screen, but also very important, also when edging, because the weight supported by the spine is really very heavy when we are texting like this one. You see the red one?
Yeah.
It's not good for the side, not even for the blood circulation. Other tips are yawning, alternate between near and far, and everything related to good habits for the vision. So let's go to the home page now. The home page, you see the status of the current activities that you have done. There's a percentage. And so you know that you have still to do some work. And is always available, the homepage for any screen, just clicking the horse symbol. Then, if you don't remember how to use the app, there is detailed instruction on how to use Okulox in the hamburger menu. How to use the app is called. Always available also from each screen. And from here, you can also change language. So if you want to learn Italian, at least the technical terms of the method, you can always do it from Okulox. It is another benefit of the app, right?
I always wanted to learn Italian. My name is Claudia, but you know. This is so beautiful. This is really wonderful. And by the way, a hamburger menu, for those of you that don't know, on the top right, the little 3 lines. I used to work in design. We call it a hamburger because it looks like a sandwich, because it looks like a sandwich.
Yes, it's a hamburger menu. So, concerning the how to use the app, I think that we can return to the presentation if someone has a question, or
actually I have a question.
Yes,
there was something about notes, because somebody, Christopher, commented that isn't it important to journal your experiences after each day or on waking, but you had something like notes on the home screen, on the when you click on the hamburger menu, that there was something about notes. What is that?
No, just thank you to the people who
okay, gotcha. So, yes, I mean, what are your thoughts on journaling? I mean, my personal thought would be I would rather write into a paper journal than into an app with my thumbs. But I'm just curious. Yeah, so that was one comment, to journal your experiences. What are your thoughts on that? Like journaling, like basically, you know, you're kind of reflecting or noticing, oh, today I did palming for 5 minutes and my vision was clear. Yesterday I only did, I don't know, like basically kind of logging and journaling about your practices and what happened.
For me, it's very important to have an app remind me that I have to do exercises. Something that I thought to say it later, but I said it now. When the reminder sounds, and I don't have the opportunity to do palming because I am in a meeting or something, this sound just reminds me, okay, I have to take care of my eyes. Just how do they feel? And maybe if I cannot do palming, I just blink a lot, or looking far, not creating any other strain for the eyes.
I think that is a really great point, and I want to emphasize, you know, when you look at an app, you can't, first of all, when you build an app, you have to focus on what is the most important problem you want to solve.
Exactly.
And, you know, your problem, or not yours, but everybody that practices space, is often to stick to a protocol and to remind yourself, right? There might be certain things that we automatically do, but I love that that's the focus, and that you added the explanations and the timer, and that it automatically tracks. So like an app like this, you know, and I'm speaking for you, I hope it's not meant to replace every single thing that you do in vision improvement, but it's just a great way, like you said, to remind yourself and to track what you're doing, so that you can look back and be like, oh, I've been really good this week. I really, you know, had a successful week. I practiced 5 days out of 7, and you know, and celebrate that, and really be proud of yourself. So I think that's there's one more question. I don't know if you can come to that now, or if we want to do that later, Chiara.
Maybe just 10 minutes, we finish the presentation, okay, and then we the question, okay?
Let's do that.
Yes, some targets of the app. So I said initially, being the method so important for me is a holistic approach. I thought that the easiest way to spread the method was to turn it into an app that is always available. Many people have asked me why I decided to create an app, and the answer is simple. I love the BATES method and all the natural and holistic approaches useful for my well-being. And I think that it's really important for everyone to know that there is a new self-awareness, which is helpful to improve the sight. Because many people still think that they are obliged to wear glasses or undergo an eye surgery if they have some sight issues. So the eyes are often overlooked because you take as granted that they're functioning, but also they're aging. So I think that Okulox is an easy way to spread base method, helpful to introduce base method to those who don't know it yet. The description of the exercises and the designs make it easy to understand how to practice the exercises. It is always in the pocket, so you cannot forget to think about the base practices. It helps in creating good and healthy vision habits, and this is the main point for me. It really helps in internalizing good practices to relax eye and mind. So Okulox is for those who want to take care of their eyes in a natural way, for those who love the natural well-being, for those who practice independently or with a teacher, for those who spend a lot of time in front of the computer. This is all the benefits also of base method, not also of the app. For those who are under stress, for those who don't believe that the sight issues are only dependent from genetics or from getting older. And for all, I would say. Okay. The benefits are those mentioned before, but I would add that it is a good way to approach the method for those who want to act by themselves or with the teacher. The best thing is to do it with a teacher, which can customize the programs according to our needs. The app is also useful when the teacher said, okay, you have to do this exercise. We go back at home and we don't remember how to perform the exercise. So here you have the full description. So Okulox is not made for replacing the work done with the base teacher, but it wants to be a support, a booster to enhance their work and to achieve faster the goal of a natural vision. There are no contraindications to use the app or generally the base method unless there are some ongoing eye pathologies. So there is a disclaimer in the app, so please refer to the doctor to check this. And we know that the practices should not be perceived as a duty, but it is about changing certain attitudes that causes effort. We must try to be present. As said before, it must come to our mind that we have to take care of the visual system, perceive the eyes, feeling them, understanding them. Because, for example, when our knee hurts, we stop running. And the doctor gives us something for a product, make massage, and we take care of it. But when the eyes are in strain, we don't think about taking care of the eyes. And maybe even if the eyes are tired, we stress them by reading a book, looking TV, and in any case, keeping our sight fixed at a certain distance. And so with the reminder of the Okulox, when it sounds, I say, okay, I have to take care of my eyes. How do they feel? And this is, for me, a very important point because I also spend much time in front of the PC. So I need something to remind me, okay, what's happening? Look far. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, this is so these are all the links. I did put some into the notes and on YouTube. I don't have all the Facebook, so we can maybe leave this up and then Trisha,
Yes.
if you can put that in the chat, and then maybe I can, or maybe Chiara, if you can put that in the chat here on Zoom, and then I can copy it into the YouTube channel, that would be great. So we
Perfect.
have, first
Perfect.
of all, several people here on my Clear Vision Club that are with us on Zoom said they already have the app, or they're going to get it, and they absolutely love it. And I agree, it's beautifully designed. Can we ask a few questions that people have?
Just a while. What I wanted to say is available, I said it already, for Google Android and Apple iOS.
Right.
Once downloaded, it does not require any internet connection, so it is completely offline.
Okay, great.
Okay,
awesome.
I had a very last slide.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, what I want to underline is that if we have a target in mind, whatever, but in this case, to return to natural side, and if we are focused on wanting to reach this target, with a little constancy, we can do it. And I think that Okulox helps us in this. I like to quote this sentence that I always put in the landing page of Okulox site. Each journey begins with the first step. Start your journey to more natural vision now by downloading Okulox. So if you feel like, as I love Bates method, and I think that everyone loves it, can you help him spread it up? It will be very grateful. So yes, I stop the sharing, and so we can check the questions.
Yeah, so basically there's some questions here on Zoom, and then there's some questions on YouTube. So I'm going to start. One person is asking, what happens if you don't complete the program that I set for the day?
You have to speak with your coscienza, how do you call it, with your internal voice. You said, why you didn't do that?
Oh, so the app is not saying no.
I'm not here to control you. Why didn't you do it? You didn't complete the exercises.
But you see the percentage, right? So that would mean that would be 0% completed, right? That would be
exactly.
And speaking of that, somebody wants to know, is there let me look at the chat again. I'm trying to find the question here, but is there some kind of sorry, now I can't find the question, but there was basically is there a cumulative, I mean, is there a chart of the days completed, so, or just one day at a time? In other words, can I see back last month, how many days? No. Okay, so it's just
only the current day. Yes, the current day.
Okay.
Yes.
That's what I thought. And then let's see what other questions. And then I'm looking on YouTube. Siriam is asking, or I don't know how to pronounce your name. So he's kind of echoing. He said he tried the app. Shouldn't there be how about a section where we have activities for kids, or it doesn't even matter if it's kids or adults, but let's say you have your own protocol. Your teacher gave you a specific protocol to do, where you can kind of just add in, like he suggested, like dominoes. Dominoes are playing cards, are a fantastic way to practice center focus and peripheral vision, depending on how big, right? But is there a way, because you said when I create my own protocol, I have to pick one of the existing exercises, correct? Like I can't just type in my own.
No, you can just type your own exercise as name, just for remind you as name of the program, but not adding some other exercises.
Okay. Well, maybe and some kind of future update, that could be an option where you can just put other or personal or some kind of word that doesn't reflect an actual, just something that, But I mean, everybody gets it, at the end of the day, what you get is the reminder, you have the name of the practice. And can you, this is a question I have, let's say you decide you want to do palming, I don't know, at 8 p.m. But then you realize, I really need palming, don't need it so much in the evening, I need it a lot more, let's say, I don't know, at 5 p.m. Can you change the time? You can always edit those,
sure,
right? You can,
sure.
Okay.
Sure. You modify the program and the time. Yes, sure.
So Karen is asking on YouTube, this looks fantastic. I missed earlier and may have covered this, but when setting the timer, is there an option for a 12-hour clock versus a 24-hour clock?
I think it is the one you have on your PC, just on your phone, sorry. I checked mine. I think it is 24.
So it basically connects to the setup of your phone. If you have,
Yes. In my case, it's 24 hours.
Mine
Yes.
is set to 24 too, but if your phone is set to 12-hour, then it shows in 12-hour basically,
Yes,
right?
it's just a scrolling of the hour. Yes.
Okay, and then Christopher saying, note which practices relax you and which activity, driving, walking, cooking, phoning. I'm not quite sure, Christopher, what you mean, but I guess he means that we can somehow rate. I'm not quite sure what he means, but my guess is that that we can somehow rate the practices. Let's say we do, I don't know, edging and palming, and that we can kind of rate in terms of how much, like almost like on Amazon or something, like a 5. This relaxed me like to the max, and then this one was like, maybe just a 3. But I'm not sure if that's what he's asking for, so I'm not quite sure.
Yes, it depends on the person. So I love palming and sunning, and this relaxes me very much. But I don't like long swinging, for example.
But I think the key is really, like I said earlier, because I did talk to app developers when I was thinking about building an app, and that's why I was so excited to find yours, because you have to really, especially when you do a first round, and I know it's really expensive to build an app, and it's really important to test it, and you have it on both iPhone and Android. Most people don't even do that. And it's a very, very small charge. You're only charging $2, so to speak. It's very inexpensive. So, you have to decide what is the main priority. When you look at any app, anything ever built, the very first, the initial program was like really minor. And then you see what people want and need, and you collect feedback. And then, if you need to get additional funding, and then maybe you can add bells and whistles. But I love that your app is so simple. I think that makes it good that it is so simple, that it doesn't have too many complexities, because the more stuff we add, the more complicated it gets. And then I don't know about you, but I have a lot of older students, and they might not understand if there's too many things that you have to do. So I like that it's simple, to be honest.
Thank you. It had to be simple because it must be accessible to everyone.
So Trina is asking, and I think I can say that, does it work for Mac and PC as well? No, it's just a mobile phone, right? It's not a web-based app.
No, it is. I made some tests on iPad and it worked. But it is mainly for mobile phones, yes.
So Trina, if you have an iPad, like my sister has an iPad Pro that she loves, and it's really it's basically the size of a laptop, pretty big, so you can use it on a device like that, but not on a traditional computer. It's basically a mobile app. Bought it and installed. Great that you bought it and installed it. Awesome.
Thank you.
I have it too. So I love this app, and so I don't see any more questions. Let me double check if there is one more. Nicole says she loves the simplicity. Yes. Okay, I think we don't have any more questions. And if there are questions after the live feed is over and you're watching this as a replay, we will make sure to respond to your questions. And in the meantime, you can download the app in English or Italian, and you said both languages are in there. So maybe I should finally learn Italian.
Great, Claudia. I will put all the links in your YouTube channel, right?
Yeah, I have the link for the app, everything in there, but not the Facebook. You had some additional links that if you put them here in the chat, I will add them to the YouTube. So there's no more questions. So make sure to look at the app and buy it. It's so inexpensive. Test it out, see if it helps you improve your vision, and stick to the habits. And I did a Clear Vision Wednesday a few weeks ago about habits, and it's so important, right, to kind of do these reminders, connect things to things that we're already doing, or remind ourselves with some kind of, like, basically the habit things that we need a trigger. We need something to be like, oh, the doorbell rings, you go to the door, something beeps you. So that's what the app is really doing. It reminds you, and it allows you with a timer to kind of, track your progress. So, and that's, I think, and it gives you the explanations. If you're new to the Bates method, you're not working with a teacher, you can, you have clear explanations of how to do those things. And I think for a beginner, especially, this is more than enough. And even if you're an advanced practitioner, I always come back to the basics. The basics are, they're called basics, but they're really so powerful. And the basics also have different advanced levels. It's not like, sometimes we think, oh, it's just sunning and palming, that's boring. No. This is where you really can see huge shifts happening. So
yes.
Thank you so much. I don't see any more. Is there any way people can follow you somewhere on just basically the Facebook and links that you posted, correct? That's why you...
Yes, I post everything. They also can contact me. There is
Okay.
also the email address of Okulox.
Okay, awesome.
And I answer when they want something. Yes,
Great.
sure, they can
Awesome.
follow me. It was really great.
Well, thank you so much for being here and sharing the app. And I hope that a lot of people are hearing or seeing this and considering using this because I have to say, as a teacher, I think I heard like, oh, I didn't have time, or I forgot, was like pretty much what I hear a lot, right? Like I forgot to do this, or I only did palming once last week, so I think this is a really much needed app to help all of us to stick to our practices and our routines and just see clearly without glasses quicker.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Bye. YouTube.
So
Bye,
thank you to everyone, and see you on YouTube.